I've been actually doing Pilates for about a year, and it's one of the new studios that pop up, and I like to try new studios. It sounded quite nice, so I decided to just pop in for a visit, and I think I've made it a bit of my home since. So I'm an intermediate player, right? So sometimes we always work on form. And actually for tennis, you actually really need a strong core. It really helps when you're doing a good swing and grounding you because your core strength required is much stronger. And my core strength was actually really weak. So now I find that I'm actually hitting a lot better. Also, when I play so much tennis, you definitely need a little bit more conditioning and stretching, which I was hoping that Pilates would bring, but it's actually turned out to help my game a lot more than I thought it would have helped me. That's why I think it's very complementary. But now, it's become more than just a side thing. It's actually become a pretty big part of my physical activity these days. I think my posture is better, and a lot of people actually have commented that my posture has gotten a lot better, and my form on court has also gotten a lot stronger. I think less injury prone as well, and I'm not aching as much when I'm done with my tennis. I think more importantly, it's also like mentally. Pilates challenges me to be actually really aware of the minute movements, something I call like butterfly effect. Small movements, but incredible impact after that. So it's the same with tennis, right? So you actually figure out the minute movements, and then if you implement the form changes, you actually hit so much better. So I think when you cultivate that kind of mental awareness, I think it really helps my game and also me as a person.
Hi, my name is Grace and I'm a client at Rain Pilates. I started Reformer Pilates when this place opened. I didn't have any expectations, but I knew Chris 2 years ago, and she said she was going to open a Pilates studio. I know I had to come and try it for myself. Although I didn't have any expectation of Pilates, I knew I was in good hands. That's how I started this journey. It's like my home outside of home. So every time I come in here, I feel a sense of calmness. What I enjoy most, I would say the whole process of it, from being able to do something I wasn't able to do like maybe 10 classes ago, to feeling, oh, maybe I can do this now. The sense of accomplishment. I learned a lot about my body, and within the first 3 classes, Chris told me what to work on, what to strengthen, and I make a mental note to do that when I come to class. To breathe in mindfully. I usually don't breathe in very well on day-to-day life due to the stressful nature of my job. But from the first class, Priest taught me inhale to prepare and exhale to execute the movement. So with that, I use it for every Pilates class as well as in my daily life. I felt more mindful of my thoughts, and in that I also feel more calm. I started this journey about 3 months ago, and if you're actually thinking about starting Pilates, I think you can consider this place because class sizes are small, teachers here are really friendly, and everyone in class is really friendly as well. Patient is really good as well.
I find it a good combination of what yoga focuses on, but also on a little bit on the strength and flexibility as well. One of the reasons I restarted in Malaysia was because I hurt my back, and I worked with my Pilates instructor there at the time and my physiotherapist, and I think the combination of that worked really well. So I've maintained that going forward, and I've not had any back problems since. So it's doing me well. One of the great causes for what they call all-cause mortality for people who are much more senior, so I'm talking 50 and above, is basically instability. And what they mean by all-cause mortality is just any reason for you to die. So one of the big ones is people just falling over, breaking a hip, and then the consequences of that relate to their death. And that's just people sitting down, particularly if they retire, they sit down and watch TV all day, or sit down and whatever it may be. Not moving, and one of the key things is that we stay mobile and use those little muscles that we forget about and sometimes we're not even aware exist, and be able to react quickly to if I'm about to slip. I'm 115. No, I'm joking. I'm actually 59. I actually turned 60 this year. So I'm doing okay for my age. Pilates helps me a lot is really in the flexibility in the movement, particularly for Muay Thai, because I got to do high kicks, and particularly in the hip flex area, and that helps a lot. Though I do a lot of stretching, some of the exercises we do within Pilates helps us focus on those small muscles, like I said earlier, so that I got a lot of strength when I do kicks. Secondly, just being able to stretch more. But that's where Pilates comes in. It really helps in everything I do, even in the strength training. So where the small muscles come in is sometimes towards the end, you're losing some of that stability, but having those little muscles sort of kick in and to help you recover from sometimes when you're slightly losing ability to push or be able to hold that weight. So that helps. I've been working with Sarah for quite a few years. Sarah's been fantastic. I followed her now all the way through to Rain. We've worked together since I moved to Singapore, which was, 4 years ago I moved here, and we've been working together, 3.5 years, I think. I've stayed with her because she's that good. If I wasn't happy with that, I would have moved on and found a different instructor. And she's been key to my success towards my capabilities within Pilates, but also the effects that has outside of Pilates as well. What do I like about Rain? This studio? Well, I like it. A couple of things. I do like the machines. Machines are actually very good. I've had a lot of experience over all those years of Pilates of various different types of machines. So these machines are actually very, very good. I find them extremely smooth, but also the fact that they're quite adjustable in actually quite a lot of ways that some other machines are not. So the machines are actually very good. I think Rain picked some very, very good equipment here. So I'm very happy with that. The location is excellent. Now, I like this area. So, here in Tanjong Pagar, I actually used to work down the road not long ago, so I'm quite familiar with it. There's obviously a lot of places to go out, and the location is fantastic. And the studio is actually very, quite large. You've got lockers, you've got the washrooms, you've got everything, and it's all in one place, so you're not actually sharing washrooms, say, with another business or anything like that, so that's fantastic. So it's much more hygienic, which is important to me.
Hi, my name is Jolene. At first, I thought Pilates was too slow for me, but as I get older, I thought Pilates is good for my joints and posture. So of course I found the good coach, and a good coach really matters. Yeah, Pilates is a little bit slow, but very focused. It really helped me connect with my body. So it's helped me to balance and control. Yeah, for sure. It's perfect to mix with other workouts. Pilates actually really helped me to be more, like just now I mentioned, focused and balanced. And I feel energy in my daily life.